I had a good time tonight.
X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya.
You know what? Before anyone says anything, yes, this review is very late. It is Sunday night. And yeah, everyone else's reviews have already been out there. And yeah, I get it. But this could be a blessing in disguise. Because today, we heard some interesting news about the box office results. So, I think I'm doing a service by posting this and doing this a little bit late. This is what I think. And that's why you're here. To know what I think. Deadpool was released on February 12th, 2016. Stars Ryan Reynolds as the titular character. Is that right, titular? It's directed by the first-time director, Tim Miller. And I've got to say, wow. This movie did exactly what it set out to do. And I think that if anyone has any problems with this movie, it's not necessarily a problem with the movie itself, but rather a problem with the character Deadpool. Because the movie is very accurate at representing this character. And I would say I'm a casual Deadpool fan. It's not like I read everything, I know everything about Deadpool. But I am a fan, and I was a fan for the fact. And I think this movie delivered exactly what I wanted to see. The action in this movie, wow, it is awesome. It's bloody, it's violent, they're not holding back, they're just going. And this movie is funny. Okay, and it's so funny, like, you have movies that have funny moments in them, and later you can, like, quote all these funny moments. This movie was, like, funny throughout. And yes, they balanced it really well. They had, like, serious moments, they had funny moments, they had moments that they complemented each other. And I think a lot of times movies like this that are really over the top, really vulgar, fail at. They fail at having that heart and that plot as well as having those jokes. And in this movie, it's just so streamlined, so perfectly put together. Nothing really feels forced. It just flows. And it's so funny that you'll be thinking about it later and be like, there weren't any funny moments because the whole thing was so funny. And like, you'll quote it with your friends afterwards, but it'll be hard to like come up with like the funniest line because there were so many things that were just incredibly funny. The only thing going into this movie that I thought could have brought it down, because I had some pretty high expectations, was the romance. Because we had seen the test footage, and from the test footage I was like, yes, this is what I want to see. This is how I want this movie to be. I was sure that the action was going to be great. I was sure that the humor was going to be great. But I wasn't sold on the love story and the origin story. Because we've seen Fox origin stories in the past, and Fox love stories in those origin stories. You could probably draw this direct parallel to this one right here. I'm not going to say its name, but you know what I'm talking about. Because the poster's right here. And I think that they really sold us. Like, I was sold that these two people would be attracted to each other, that they would have the relationship that they had. And I like to see Wade Wilson become Deadpool in such a perfectly molded way. I think that the character arc is very smooth. It's not abrupt. It's not like, boom, one day he's like this, the next day he's like that. Yeah, like he goes a little bit crazy after the procedure. But it's not that surprising because you sort of see the seeds of Deadpool in Wade Wilson. And I think that is the character arcs in general in this story are awesome. The inclusion of Colossus. Okay, wait. Before we talk about them, let's talk about the leading lady here. She killed it. She really complimented this character. I think she was awesome. I'd love to see her in more things. I'd love to see her in more Deadpool as well. Now, Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Probably the best two X-Men to choose for this, I think. I think it's really good because you have Colossus being this big brother type, having his trainee, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, which is cool because we've seen that in the comics. We don't really get to see that in the movies until now. Colossus is this Boy Scout character. He's trying to help make Deadpool, like, be an X-Men, be good, super fun. And Negasonic Teenage Warhead is this angsty teen protege to Colossus. I thought she was hilarious. I thought the exchange between her and Deadpool, all of those were hilarious. I think the actress killed it. I love seeing that character because I believe Negasonic Teenage Warhead is in like one comic book issue. Like it's like some X-Men comic book and she's in one issue. So it's really a character that doesn't have a lot of history, so we can make this character be what we want it to be in the future. I'm down for more Negasonic Teenage Warhead, is what I'm saying to you right now. I think the villain I think that they established this movie, what it was going to be, what the villains were going to be like, all that in the opening credits. So like the villain, yeah, he's not like he's not Loki or the Joker, but you know why he's the villain. You don't like him, and you know why Wade hates him, and you feel it. You don't feel like, oh, there's no reason for him to do this. You see the motivations. Every character has a proper motivation to behave the way they do. You're not like, why didn't he do this? Why didn't he do that? Let's talk about T.J. Miller. T.J. Miller, one of my favorites, Silicon Valley, funny guy. Great, perfect for Weasel. I think he does a fun job. He's a funny guy. He gives you this character, you like him, and you see why everyone else likes him. He's kind of like this little scrawny bartender, but he's like super respected by all the mercenaries. It's funny. It's great. Overall, I think I'd give this movie a straight up like, I'm gonna give it a 96%. That's like an A+, a low A+, but it's an A+. I think there's been like a big like little debate going on about R-rated superhero films, and like, are they really as successful? Because the ones that have been out have not been that successful. I mean, I guess we have Watchmen. I think Blade is rated R. But here's an interesting tidbit. Deadpool surpassed X-Men Days of Future Past opening by $45 million the opening weekend. Surpassed Guardians of the Galaxy, which had a 3D thing. I believe it also surpassed Iron Man 1 and 2. So that's a big deal. I think we should get more movies like this. I think I would love to see more Deadpool specifically. Maybe the new Wolverine movie can be a little bit more edgy. That's what I wanted to see. Anyway, I think that's everything I have to say. So I'm basically over, but I don't have a cool catchphrase yet like some of the other guys do. I'm brainstorming. This is the first time around. You don't know, you're not going to see it coming. It's going to be cool. Anyway, if you think there's anything I missed, if you think there's anything I need to talk about, maybe expand on, maybe stop talking about, definitely comment below. I love feedback. Like this video, share this video with your friends, put it on the big screen, get some popcorn. It's fun for the whole family. I don't know, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I've got links below. You can click on that. Yeah, I think I may have shared too much, so I'm gonna have to kill you. And I will subscribe to you. Just hit the button. I've earned this.